Educator brothers, and so we are keeping on schedule to some. It's Sunday at 9, but of course Frankie came in on it kind of late, and of course we started this, and it's on 3 different streams, and of course it's on Twitch, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook. So my Bangladeshi people, you are welcome to listen and also to learn English because we all speak different styles of English, and
very different styles of English.
yes,
Mine's called Ebonics.
yes, Ebonics. Yes, indeed. And what is your style of English, Thomas? Okay.
English? American English. How about that?
Right.
And you know, they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to American English, but there's too many styles of American English. But let's get on with the topics today.
And Maurice, you speak the King's English, right?
Broken language.
He speaks King Kong language. King Kong. All right, let's see what have we got here. Okay, now, this is the topics we're going to talk about. So basically, anyone who wants to add something in there, you can write it in the comment section. And of course, I'm going to post this right here for a minute here. Okay, so I can see everything. Okay, there we go. So the topics today, will be Thomas will be talking about we'll be talking about topic how and what it takes to self-improve or develop yourself. I will be talking about would you rather be feared or loved more? How to have higher standards and not waste your time on those who disagree with you or may change you. Family is business. Tyson, he will talk about abortion and your family members, siblings going to the army. And Frankie, he want to talk about things we as a man should attempt to accomplish before we hit the can. Okay, we drop the can and we die.
Damn.
And should you treat your life partner with the same respect, grace, and love you will like your daughter to be treated? Okay, which of course that can be interpreted multiple ways. It's okay. So who's going first? What are we going to talk about? Frankie, you want to go first?
All right.
The time right now is 9:15. Okay, we starting now. 9:15.
All praises to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But my topic today, my first topic is 3 things I believe a man should accomplish before he died. But I want to ask you guys a question. What do y'all believe a man should accomplish before they die?
Want me to go first?
Finding
his one true self is number 1 to me. And it's very important to find his one true self. Number 2 is to be able to establish his own entity as far as having his own business or something to pass down to his next generation, to leave something behind to his kids or whoever's following behind him. I don't know, probably you want to change the words up on it, but it's to leave something behind for his next generation, for his grandkids' kids, for his kids' kids.
Generational wealth.
Yes, generational wealth. And it's not always in money, just to let you know that. Generational wealth is not always in money. And number 3 is showing enough love and giving enough out where he's generally accepted by most to have true love given into the world. And that's what I mean by that is basically by helping as many people as he can to get to the next level in their own personal life.
Okay. Is that it?
What else you meant down?
We said 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yep.
The first one is what Thomas just said. He said, you got to know yourself. That's the whole purpose of life. If you don't know yourself, it's fooling yourself. It's sad that most people choose money over everything else. Okay, but the first one is you have to know yourself. The second one, I believe, is that getting educated in every Renaissance intellectual property there is. That means that you ain't in this life to just learn about a few subjects. You're here to learn about every little thing, because if you don't have things to talk about, and then you can't regurgitate that back to society, you're wasting people's time and you're wasting your own life because you're boring. There's countless people I talk to, and they don't have nothing to talk about. It's women, especially in particular. They don't have nothing in common. And so that's terrible. Not to learn about multiple things. The third thing is, because the first two things is pretty much it, but I think the third thing should be about, because the first thing is about protecting yourself and who yourself is. Okay, right? I think the third thing should be about protection, reflection. It's all about yourself. If you just all three questions is about yourself and how you know about yourself. Screw everybody else, and because what you teach other people, you can learn from it. You know, you don't actually have to show them and doing every little tiny thing. But if you speak about it, like for example, I'll give you a good example. The third question is protect yourself because my teeth was really fucked up, right? And the female told me how to fix my teeth, so I got knowledge from her. So now I know how to focus in on myself to fix my health, and pretty much that's pretty much it. It's like 1 in 3 is the same. It's like I don't have too much to think about number 3, but I know you better get educated. If you ain't got no education, it's kind of a waste of time. Okay, but the third one is about protecting yourself. Yeah, protection of yourself. Okay, I don't even think about it too much, but if you only got 3 of them, y'all are my family. I talk to you, so you know to protect yourself by listening. Okay? But you gotta protect yourself. Right?
Yeah, mine just basically same thing as Thomas said. Know your true self. Second one kind of ties them down. Development, and basically development is all aspects of life. That's educational. That's finances. That's relationship. And the last one I feel is love. You gotta basically love. I think we gotta accomplish what love actually is. I think we are living a fake society that people love truly is. Because one, we don't know ourselves, so therefore we don't love ourselves. So how dare we know what true love is?
And once you learn yourself, you don't have to worry about love. Okay, because love is just.
I agree. I agree with all your answers. I definitely agree. But more, I was talking about on a physical level, on a natural level, and these are some.
I touched on the natural level a little bit as far as I guess you could say wealth is concerned.
Right.
Generational wealth.
But I'm gonna get to with respect if I'm coming in. Let me tell you a story. Let me just tell you a quick story. Just 2 days ago, and this came back to my mind. This is why I brought the topic up. I made a broken U-turn. A guy, I guess he's probably more on the wealthy side of life, right? It was a bike lane. I was making a U-turn. I made sure it was clear. He darted out in front of me. And he said, watch where you going. I said, no, you watch where you going, because I made sure it was clear. But he had the nerve to take out his camera and start taking pictures of me. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy here. Since we had a confrontation, this guy is going to try to use that to make my life a living hell. And my livelihood will try to take my livelihood against me. It's multiple other times. Also, the same week, a guy had a trash can. I put something in the trash can, right? Even though he had one of those big, industrial trash cans, he told me to take the trash out of his trash can. He had a dog. His dog came forward. I said, yo, move your dog back first, right? I was pretty pissed off, but I knew I was in uniform, right? I took the trash out of the trash can. I was really pissed off at the guy because if he wasn't out there, he would never know I threw the trash in the trash can. But he also took out his camera and started taking pictures of my vehicle. I said, he said, what are you taking pictures for? The guy said, because I'm a call who owned his vehicle. I'm a call who owned the vehicle. I said, what you going to tell me? I took the trash out the trash can? But going back to my topic is this. On a physical level, I think men should own a house, run their own business, and going to know your true self. Me personally, know God, basically, knowing the truth and balance yourself out. Because that's why it came back to me, because these people, even though I'm working and I'm sustaining myself, I'm still in bondage because these people still got a vehicle to use against me as a man. You understand? But if I own my own company, if I own something that sustains myself, they'll be calling me. Right.
Yeah,
they'll be calling me. Right. There's nothing they can say to me. And those are the things that I say that we should be attempting to accomplish before we die. So we could be free, basically. Basically freedom. I'm not saying to do it like some people do it to be tyrants. I'm saying doing it so you won't be tethered to anybody. There'll be no bondage towards anything so somebody can use against you.
Well, I felt for a long time, honestly, anytime a man or any person, any individual go work with somebody for a 9 to 5, 11, whatever your shift is, you're automatically captured inside the game of the world. The reason why I
Right,
say
no matter how much money you're making.
because no matter what you do outside of there, you always got to remember you're representing somebody else. You're not representing yourself. You're representing somebody else. So they always have somebody else to call over you to say, hey, he's not representing you properly. And that's the
And
problem.
look, you
When you only represent yourself, you show your true identity at all times. And it doesn't matter.
right. You're not bonded. But look at people who are high profile. Look at what they did to Allen Iverson. Look what they did to Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah,
They
wait. Honestly, I don't think those are. See, when you say high profile, they're only high profile because they're sports players. Let's not get the game twisted. Sports players still represent the same bondage. They still represent the same mentality.
That's my point. Right.
So they representing the team. So they still have to make sure they keep their standards a certain way. They can't be their true self because they representing somebody else.
They're still in bondage.
They still in bondage. I give you a perfect example. Look at the one they call the greatest basketball player of all times, LeBron James. I honestly believe LeBron James is one of the smallest players I've ever seen in the NBA. Because you can't tell me he's 35 now, but you can't tell me when he was in his 20s and he was 19 and he first entered in the NBA that he didn't want to go do it, like try these different things and go do all the stuff out there in the world. He was capable and he was smart enough to handle, I'm going to go do this. But I know I'm smart enough to say, I got enough entourage or I got enough protection around me to keep certain things covered up where it don't get out into the media.
Of course he got handlers.
Somebody always handle his situation. And that's the respect I give LeBron James in a whole. So he's still caught in that bondage because there's certain things he can't let himself even speak free on. Because even if you watch some of his conversations now, when you bring up the whole the Black Lives Matter thing, he kind of always pauses himself and he catches himself to say, I want to say this, but I can't really say this on national TV right now. Right. And he always changes his words around to make sure it's in perspective of just the TV world or whoever's watching him.
Right. He's still in some type of bondage, but he has more control over it. He has more control over how people view him. Definitely. Maurice?
Oh no, I agree 100%. That's what thinking real rich poor dad. It's a great book, and that's basically ties into it. It says basically how that we're basically caught up in a rat race once we have a dollar sign on our head. So basically, once you agree to a dollar sign or a payment per hour, or you have anyone that's over you, you don't own your own business. That's exactly what it is. It's saying that you enter the rat race of society, because it's not that you're just getting paid, and no matter how much you're getting paid, you're gonna take that money and you're gonna utilize it for things, one, that you don't need at that time, or you're gonna live above your means. So you always need that money or that finances from them to come in, and you keep reciprocating the same cycle over and over again until you break that bondage by owning your own. You'll be stuck in that position.
So okay, guys. Since we talked about that subject quite a while, what's the next? The next one is: should you treat your life partner with the same respect, grace, and love you would to your daughter?
That's not the whole question.
Well, that's the question. Okay. Should you treat your life partner with the same respect, grace, and love you would like your daughter to be treated?
There you go. Like to be treated. Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Frankie, before we even give an answer, Frankie, dab on that a little bit because I know that's your question, and try to express it out more.
Okay, life partner is just like somebody who's not married, or it's just what is going on is how much does it plays on the psyche of a daughter, how a man treats the mother, right? How much would it play on them, like the psyche? Just like you see a lot of people like you see a lot of women like they're more masculine now this day and age because is it the effect of how men treat women, how the man is treating women in the house, because women don't want to be women anymore because they don't see the respect or the honor that a woman should receive. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how much does it play to how we treat our wives or our ladies on the psyche of our
That's like
daughters?
you just changed the whole conversation a little bit on like from the question to me.
No,
Like,
no. So basically, what he's trying to say is that okay. So the way that you treat your wife or your other, does it affect your daughter? Especially affect your daughter the way that she's raised, affect your daughter the way that she get treated by men. How much do it affect your daughter? You know,
how
by the way that you treat your significant other. We can't say woman because some people, you know,
right.
so your significant other. So in the household, does it affect your daughter?
Right, or what is she, or is it, or what is she going to, or what is it's going to be her standard for a mate? You know what
Well, I
I'm
think
saying?
honestly, once it comes down to your daughter, I think both. But I do think it does take effect on how you treat them. But at the same token, it really puts a bigger part on how the woman reacts and what a woman does. And I think that's a bigger. What happened?
I'm still here. I had to refresh my screen.
Mandel. Okay.
And I think that's a bigger part of it.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
From the
No,
way
I
the
think
woman
it affects.
being treated. Because even if a man is treating a woman wrong, the way a woman reacts to it is what the daughter's going to pick up.
You know what I have to say about this? I have a problem when you do everything right for a woman, because you have to know yourself very well and how to treat a woman very well. And you have to understand that if your daughter is watching you, you must take your daughter to the side and explain, why you did such a thing. And if your daughter must understand, like, you don't put your hands on a female, okay? You just don't do that. But
we're not talking about. I don't think Frankie went into the subject of even hitting on a female. I just think he's talking about basic actions around the house.
Yeah, but this is part of it. This is how you treat your wife or your woman, okay, your lifetime partner. You cannot talk to your wife a certain way in front of your daughter. You can't do it. But lots of people can't. But I can, because I tell my daughter all the time, talk to me any kind of way to express your emotion. If you feel that you want to express yourself, fine. You'll be bowing, especially if you're in the wrong. If you're in the right, you win. But that's how I do it. But y'all guys, most guys and everybody else would say, always treat a woman with respect. What about a man's respect? So let's say you're treating a woman with great respect and your daughter sees this. You must explain to your daughter why the mother deserves such a thing. And if you do good, you'll get the same as your mother. Now, if she does bad, to me, most women are children. Okay, that's how I see it. Okay, most women are children, and when I see my daughter, she's the next step down to a child. Okay, but my daughter is learning real quick. She learns like this. She don't want me to be like that to her. So I said, learn from your mistakes. If your mom is acting like a liar, if your mom is on the phone often, if your mom don't want to clean, you don't want to be those things. Okay. And that's all I got to say about that.
Well, I think that we do affect. I think we do affect our daughters the way that we treat their mothers. I partially agree with Mandel about. It is about reciprocation. It is about back and forth. It is about if you treat a woman with respect, will she treat you with the same respect? It won't work both ways. So if you treat a woman with utmost respect, it's just disrespectful, like straight back, and your daughter sees that, I think your daughter would pick more up on that and how a woman's supposed to behave. You see what I'm saying?
That just goes back to what I said, Maurice. Don't you think? It all depends on the reaction from a man that's going towards a woman. The daughter can pick up more with the wife, how the wife reacts to it, that she's gonna be able to bond with the woman a little bit better.
But I think it's both
She's
sides.
gonna pick up her actions from the woman.
Yeah, I agree. But
I,
it's still
I,
both.
I have one thing to say about that. There is an exception here. If your daughter's genetics is more prone towards the mother, and you disrespect, I've seen this now. Listen, if you disrespect that mom, and the daughter's genetics or psychological, tendencies tend to be green with the mother, and the mother's a manipulated bitch. Okay, so you got to watch that too. She can trick your daughter into believing such, and then your daughter will not agree with you. Okay, so let's keep a mental note of that. Okay, as I tell my daughters all the time, you'll lose the battle. Because I'm already 10 steps ahead. If you want to think about jail or whatever, we can go there, but you're going to suffer. And she sees her mother suffering, even though I allow her to call the police, even though I allow, you don't want that. Okay, so I tell my daughter in advance, okay, if you want to play the game, you want to listen to mom, be my guest. There's consequences. Okay.
Like I said, I think it's both sides. I think it's both roles. I think visualization is a form of learning. Listening is a form of learning, and basically what they see is on a constant base, they will pick up no matter what.
Right.
So they will pick up aspects of the men, how they treat the woman, and they will pick up aspects of how the woman treat the man.
Right, but mostly men need respect, but women need love. Women need you to show that you love them. Now we need respect, and that's when I believe when you talk about the man's side, I think that's when a lot of men lose interest in their woman when their woman don't show them any respect.
Hold on. I want to say one thing. Genital, hello to you. Is awesome live. I'm watching. Okay, she's from Bangladesh. Okay, so hello to you, Genital. Okay, Frankie.
Okay, on what I'm really getting at is how much does it play on their psyche when the man is not showing them that love or showing that appreciation or give them that honor, because the man is usually the alpha, is the line, right? Is the one who has to sacrifice the most. Well, not the most, but usually the one that has to fill in that gap. Basically, you're filling that gap, and everything else falls. You ever walk in a house and your energy is off? Then now the whole house energy is off.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But if the woman walks in the house and her energy is off in your house and your energy is on, usually you can balance it out, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, so how much does your energy towards your wife or your mate plays on to your daughter and her psyche?
I think it's a slippery slope. You're never gonna know until she get older.
Right.
You're gonna see, you know what I'm saying? No matter how, let's say you're perfect, you never know what the world, because you gotta remember what the society does, or is it her ear also? You never know what's going to happen when she gets older.
But goes back to
but also, again, I think it's key that you do have respect in your household. You do show love in your household, and that do affect her. It does affect her, but it's up to her to develop, because you never know what's going outside in society, what's in her ear in society, and when she goes out them doors.
Okay, so we're going to the next topic. Who's next? Thomas or Frankie? I mean, Thomas, Tyson, or me? Who's next?
Mine's just kind of so I'll go next. All right.
Okay. So yours is about abortion, and then the next one is about your family members, siblings going to the army. Abortion.
So basically, mine's gonna be real simple. It's just basically like I ask a question: are you pro-abortion, or are you, I don't know the proper terminology, non-pro-abortion? So, actually answer the question first. Frankie, you pro or not?
I'm pro-life.
Pro-life?
Yeah. I'm
pro-life. Thomas?
I think that's a tough kind of question.
No, it's not.
Because the honest truth is, I believe it's. If I'm going to talk, I do believe it's her choice, because we don't know the situation of how she even get to the choice of the whole abortion, and that's why it's a slippery slope with me. Because when you say abortion, I think of a lot of situations where sometimes I think, abortion is actually a good thing and not a bad thing
Okay.
in certain situations.
Put your
I'm not
put your
saying
phones
all
on mute.
situations,
Somebody
but
got their
I do
phone on.
believe it's basically her choice.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, we got it. I think Frankie just did it.
I think the thing
Hear
froze.
me?
Yeah, I think Mandel froze.
Camera froze.
We can't hear you. Mandel, we can't hear you.
Yeah, the whole camera froze.
Can you see me? Sorry, guys, we have technical difficulties. Our host is rebooting the live studio. We'll be right back on in a couple of minutes.
Our host is missing.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Tell me they'll stop using that cheap stuff.
That was only us two.
Oh, that's been using that cheap internet.
Finally, the stars of the show is here.
Huh?
Finally, the stars of the show is here.
Hey!
Right?
Light versus dark. Oh, wait, we live. Hold on. Wait, let me see that. Oh, man. Oh, shoot. How are you doing, joint? Thomas not there?
He got knocked out.
Yeah, probably. What you got here? Yeah. Oh, sure. Oh, there you go. Oh, wait, no. I should play how to share this thing.
It showed that he's here.
It does?
Well, his other networks are on.
Share audio. Share your audio. Want you in the content. Choose what you like to share. Then explain.
Come on, Restream.
There you
Hello?
go.
There you
Welcome
go.
back. Where's Thomas?
I don't know. I don't see your screen though. Your screen is not showing.
Where's Thomas?
He's not here yet. Maybe his battery was low. Yeah, his battery was low. I don't see your face, Frankie. Both. Hold on. There you go.
There you go.
If one person has terrible internet, we all get affected. It's like a contagious disease.
So fix your internet, bruh.
It's not mine. I can actually see the internet bars on each one of your heads.
My doors are full. I know. I got 5G.
Yeah. Thomas, his was flashing. I don't know what happened. I think his battery was low. I don't know.
Hey, that's why.
Yeah, but other than that, what I think about pro-life and not against, what's the other pro-life and not against life? You know, pro-abortion.
Basically, pro or not pro.
Say again.
So basically, pro-abortion or not how you say, pro-life or not.
Yeah, I'm for both. I'm for both. So let's say a female says she was raped. The child it's up to her. It's totally up to her, but it should not be forced. But if a female lays with a man and an accident happened, she's completely responsible and she has no choice but to have that child. But she must say she was raped, because if she's not raped, I think that's a terrible thing to have a bastard child born into the world. A bastard child is not good. Okay.
So, real quick, I believe first of all, it's the woman's choice. It's always a woman's choice. But I am more
pro-life.
Easy to say that if she was raped, if something happened, that it wasn't her fault.
Okay, guys. It's pro-life or pro-choice?
That's pro-choice.
Pro-life.
I believe when it comes to that, she's pro. When it comes to that, it's definitely her choice. When there are two adults lay down, I think it's both adults' responsibility to take care of that child, because there's other ways of protection. There's other things that they could have did to not have that child. If they chose not to have that child, they're just being careless. They're just being careless. They're just being careless and not concerned for children or each other. So that's what I still got to say about that.
All right.
Okay.
So what about the fact? What about the fact that the system that we live in promotes pro-choice? What about that? And when the people are not, and the young people are not wise enough to make the right choice, and they think pro-choice is a great option, even if they chose to engage in sexual activity, and they figure pro-choice is an option, but not wise enough to know the choice that they're making.
Well, I think it's their responsibility to be wise enough. I think it's responsibility. The problem is though, it's like a slippery slope because you figure that okay, let's say if there's parents in the household, it's the parents in the household's responsibility to teach the children, right? But if they're not parents in the household, or let's say they runaways, or let's say something happened that that's unforeseen, it's a slippery slope, and where society's playing in that air. Do I agree with it? No, of course not. But is it tough for them? Yes, it is.
Especially
So
in impoverished areas, and
Uh-huh.
community that's not as financially free as other communities. And impoverished areas, they promote pro-choice because they say the quality of life is going to be low due to the fact that you have a child at a young age. But on the other side of things, we promote sexual activity at a young age in this society. So
And that's why it's tough.
what option are we giving the youth?
You're not really giving them much options. Like I said, it's tough. It's a slippery slope. You have a family and you have support. It's a little bit easier. But you
I
don't have
just
that family.
I believe that if there's parents involved and that parent didn't know the child was having sexual relations and stuff, the child must be forced to have the child. Okay, you cannot just kill a baby. But if the child was raped, that's a terrible thing, man. That's a terrible thing to be raped and have a bastard child. But if you had your daughter and your daughter got pregnant by some guy that you did not know, and she chose that choice to lay with that boy, then she has to keep it. I believe she should keep it by force.
But you're speaking from a point of wisdom. You're speaking from a point of wisdom now. What about back in the days when it was frowned upon? It was frowned upon for
It was.
a-
They
a-
used to have chastity belts. They used to have these chastity belts, like in the 1930s, to
right.
protect their daughters from going outside getting promiscuous. Okay, and that was nice. And it looked kind of cringy. It looked kind of bad. I saw it. You know what a chastity belt is?
Yes.
You know what chastity belt is.
Oh my God! And white people was wicked. Okay, there ain't no black thing that would never happen in Africa.
But also you got to put in the fact that it was definitely frowned upon in a lot of neighborhoods for a young girl to be pregnant at such a young age.
And
So
this is why I say the homeschool, because if you put them in schools, your chances is like way high, 60 to 70. That's why I argue with my wife about this. No, I don't want my daughters in school regardless, because the peer pressure and all the other pressures. With boys, is completely different. It's just you got pretty girls. They're growing up. They're going to be hot for something. They watching TV. You can't stop that. You got to homeschool your kids with your daughters. The daughters are the ones to protect. The daughters, big time.
I know my final note. Like I said, it's a slippery slope. It's going to be tough, especially with younger people and without no support. So you want to see, is Thomas on? Is Thomas there or no?
I've already communicated with him already. He said he don't know. He don't know how to connect. So he having internet problems. I told him to stop getting in that basement. Use your phone or get a better phone. Use a laptop or something. I don't know. He's down in the basement somewhere. Frankie, you in the basement, so you probably got better reception. I don't know. I don't know why.
my service is downstairs in the basement anyway, and it goes up.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about my subject next. It says, my subject is, would you rather be feared or loved more? Or have you ever, how to have higher standards and not waste time on those who disagree with you or who may try to change you? Family is business. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. What would you rather be feared or loved more?
Maurice, didn't you have a second subject?
No, go ahead.
We didn't get to Maurice yet.
Oh.
So you said you'd rather be feared or loved?
Oh, wait a minute. Maurice did have a second subject. Your family members, siblings going to the army. Okay, family members going to the army. What about that? Okay, your turn, Maurice. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries at all. So mine, that's another simple, easy subject. Basically, if there's a question, how would you feel? Hold on, we got Thomas. Thomas is with me. Nice. All right, you on with me right here on the phone.
Yeah, tell him to go back into Messenger.
Yeah,
Go back into Messenger and click in the thing.
click the link. I'll send it again.
It says connected.
Yeah, just say no, connecting. Like it's trying to get in, but it won't let me in.
So what you on your phone or your laptop?
Hold on, and now just send another connector.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, go ahead, do
the
that.
link. I guess we're gonna be on a little longer than 1 hour. Then I guess because Thomas is cheaper electronics.
Alexa, play Godspeed.
Because he was complaining.
On Amazon.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop.
I don't like Alexa. I really don't like Alexa. I turned that bitch off. I didn't like. I said, "Wait a second, this change."
I love Alexa.
Alexa, play.
I don't like you, man.
Alexa, play Godspeed by Annie Mineo.
Here's Godspeed by Gavi, featuring Andy Mineo, KB, on Amazon Music.
Oh gosh, one of those. We don't own the rights to this music.
I feel like Hussein in the cheetah print.
You gotta mute it. They're gonna be copyrighting.
I need a minute.
Yeah, you can play a little bit, but don't play too much. They will block it. They'll block the video.
Is Thomas there?
I don't know what's going on with Thomas.
All right, let's continue. All right, so basically the subject question is easy. If you had a younger sibling, teenage, let's say teenage, early 20s, how do you feel about them going to the Army, Navy, any forces at a young age? Or do you feel that they're basically going there to die? Are they really going there to serve their country? Do you think they're going to get something out of it? And that's basically a question, just based. So, Mendel, you go ahead first if you want.
I believe I will allow my daughter to do anything she wants to do, even if it's dark or light. It's just I will show her the consequences of her action. So let's say you show them what happens to all of the deaths that occur in war, and show her the reason why war occurs. Show her the reason why she should go and she should not go. If she wants to serve her country, let her serve her country. As a matter of fact, I wanted to go into military. I was upset with myself because my Uncle Rob told me, fill it out because you'll be a noble man. And I felt that it's a great deal to sacrifice yourself for America. Okay. And so I wanted to be in the war, but I failed the IQ test. So I felt that was stupid. Okay. And then I felt that I see other kids joining and I want to sacrifice myself. That's a noble deed to sacrifice yourself. Did you know that? And the thing is, to sacrifice yourself for the greatest country of the world, are you crazy? Of course. Okay. And then, so I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of no goddamn bullets. I'm not afraid of death. Okay. And if you want to sacrifice yourself, it's up to you, but you get a great reward, but nobody knows. It's up to your child. What do you think?
Frankie?
Me personally, it's a very slippery slope for me. If I know my child is grounded and they got a good head on their shoulders and they can make the right decision for them and they choose to go to service, yeah, I think they should go. There's a lot of benefits when it comes to service, but then you have the negativity to service when either they got to take a life or if their life could be taken. But that's with anything though. That's with any choice that's anything they choice. But the main thing is them taking a life. Like if they put in a situation where they have to take a life and the repercussions of that. But I think the service is a great place, but it definitely could be troubling. It could be troubling because they put in situations where it could be very difficult for them also. but they got a good head on their shoulders, and you're grounded. If you're grounded in the Lord and you're praying for them, hopefully they won't be put in those predicaments where it will affect their life. It will affect their life on the negative side of things.
So I definitely agree. I think I agree that if they have that mindset, and it's tough because as a parent, one, you're scared for your children. I'm not going to sit here and you're afraid for your children. You don't want no harm to come to your children. But if that's the route they chose to go, yes, it's a great thing. Yes, it is a sacrifice also. But it's going to be up to them and their decision. And hopefully that you raise them right and they do have the head on their shoulder and they do have the mentality that they can contain it. Because it's a bigger thing that not just going into the Army, when they come out of the Army.
Right.
How are they going to react when they come out of the Army after seeing life or after seeing death, after taking life, or like I said, getting hurt, losing a limb. There's a lot of things that goes with that coming back out of the Army if we're not here for them. If they're on their own, there's a lot of things that goes out of that. But it is a great thing that basically they have to serve the country. It is a good thing if they have their head on their shoulders. So that's all.
We missed Raphael again. He went rogue.
Raphael went rogue again.
Rogue again.
As usual. So we're going to the next subject.
It's on you.
Okay.
It's on you.
As I said, is my questions now?
Yep.
Okay, so would you rather be more feared or more loved?
I'd rather be loved than feared. Love covers all things, and people are afraid of love. When people see together that they love, that's why people don't understand the power of love and power of relationships. And love grows, love strengthens. And once you have people around you that love you, chances are people are not going, even if it's superficial love. When people know that people around have love around you, chances are people are not going to step in that corner, because with love, you never know what's going to happen next. When a person loves a person, you don't know what power is going to come out. And that's why people are intimidated by love more than fear, because you never know the extent. There's no point to love. You never know what extent a person is going to go to protect someone who love, or what they're going to do for a person that loves them. So,
okay. My definition of love is the yellow ring, like in the Green Lantern. Okay, if there's a Green Lantern, there's a Yellow Lantern. Yellow Lantern is definitely much more stronger to me than Will. Okay, because Will is about the Green Lantern. In the mother's womb, the child fears that it shall be alone, so it has to be fed. So the child is naturally fearful that it will not be fed. So to me, I'd rather be feared, because everything is like more of a trade. So let's say, for instance, you meet a female, okay, and basically she's talking to you like, she's attracted to you. After that phase of attraction, then it comes down to someone being in charge. And when someone's in charge, someone has to take order. And let's say, for instance, the woman wants to try to take your power. Okay, the king is more stronger than the queen. If the king dies, the game is over. So the queen fears that she may lose her king. So she has other children or has mistresses. So the psychological pathology here is that if a man doesn't put fear in his wife, then she can do anything to hurt him in the long run. I don't care for love, because love is easy. It's like a trade. If you don't give love, you don't receive it. Everything's conditional. So everyone fears in being insecure. Their fear of being insecure because they need security. And so I made a video about that too. I made a video about being secure. How you been, Thomas? Welcome back. What's going on? Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I really don't.
Okay, we're gonna get those questions back to you. Okay, we're gonna go back there. Okay, we was talking about pro-choice abortion, right?
Yes.
Did you leave during that time?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Pro or non-pro? Oh, pro-choice.
I think it's their choice. Because like I said, it's based on the situation that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, and that's what it all boils down to, the situation of how it happened. I'm not saying somebody out there going to have fun. You know what I mean by going out there just to have fun. You get pregnant, it's okay to go do that. But if a bad situation happened or something take place, I do believe it's their choice if they decide to keep it or not.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that if a female do get an abortion, it has to be on the record that she had an abortion. I'm sorry, that's a death. That's a death. What do you call it? When someone kills enough babies in their womb, it should be tracked. Okay, because sometimes women do very twisted things. I've talked to this female who says she'd like to be raped, and I don't want to hear anything such as that. Those little fetishes, be careful with that. I think certain things need to be tracked. If you got a record, it's tracked, right? So killing enough babies in the womb should be tracked as well. If somebody wants to learn about the background of the female, okay? Pro-choice, it is pro-choice, but it should be traced.
Pro-choice or pro-life?
Pro-choice.
Because when you say pro-life, that means no matter what the situation is, she should have a baby.
Well, it's her choice because if she kills that
baby,
but
I'm saying when you say pro-life, they're saying no matter what the situation is, she should be forced to have that baby.
No. I'm just saying she'll just be called the murderer. She'll just have a label on her. I think everybody should have a label. You know, if you don't, I check people's past. You know how you had a job, you're in an interview. You know they check your background. Okay, they don't want no criminals working. Okay, so you got to be traced. So it depends on who you are.
Again, it depends on the situation.
It doesn't matter the situation. If you chose a choice, let's say the woman says she got raped, right?
Yeah.
She has a choice. But if she chooses to keep the child, good for her. She's not a murderer. Even if she was raped, she's not a murderer.
I think we should change the subject.
All right? She's not a murderer. But if she chooses to kill the child,
now she's a murderer.
Yeah, I know it seems kind of harsh, but it depends. When I see a female who told me she got raped, I want to know about that. Okay, I want to know if she got raped or had an abortion, because that's part of my spirituality. I don't play around with purity. That's for me.
I understand what you're saying about that part, because it's your spirituality. But at the same token, I still believe it's their choice at the bottom line.
Yeah, it is the bottom line. It is their choice, but they will be labeled. They'll have a attachment. There's a notation there somewhere. Something happened. I don't know what happened. But you got to put that tag. If you have
that's
kittens,
not true. I don't think that's true. Because just look at this is basically as far as what the whole gender thing is.
Well, the gender thing is a mental distortion. Okay, I'm not talking about mental distortions. I'm talking about choices. If you make a certain choice in your life, it should stay with you. Okay, that's it.
Well,
and it is staying with them because they have made a decision.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be personal about it. You shouldn't keep it a secret.
Why? It's not a secret. If I don't want to tell you, I don't have to tell you. I'm your
own brother. So if you don't tell me, if you tell me a lie, I'm gonna kill you. Okay? If you tell me a lie, I'm going to kill you, and that's a very important thing. How about that?
Okay. Let's agree to disagree.
I think that's crazy.
Let's agree to disagree. Wait, hey, let's agree to disagree.
Okay, let's go to the next subject. Okay, the next subject was with me, right? With Thomas. Did we talk about your subjects?
No,
you only got one subject.
Huh?
Only got one subject.
Yeah, we talked on what it takes to self-improve and develop yourself. You hear me?
You ready?
Yeah, I'm going last.
I just think, first of all, it takes knowing yourself. I think it takes time to read in the books and putting in the effort to learn about whatever situation that you want to know about or whatever you want to try to get yourself involved in. And find a great mentor to lead you. And a mentor basically means somebody that already paved the way already, that knows the path that you're going on. And you can just follow in his footsteps to exactly get to where you want to go and maybe or take it even further from it.
Okay. This right here, it says how and what it takes to self-improve and develop yourself. That's what your topic was. Is that one question or two?
Just one. Okay,
so what's the question?
I just answered it. Self-development.
Okay, so what about, you want to ask us any questions about your question?
Nope. Everybody's self-development is different on their own. I want to
Yeah,
hear
so-
about your self-development. What do you believe is self-development?
Okay, what about you, Thomas? Thomas, talk about yourself first. What is self-development?
Basically what I just finished answering.
Oh, okay.
You're reading on it, your subject, whatever subject that you want to develop in. You're studying on the subject you want to develop in, and you find a great mentor or somebody basically that already paved the way for you and follow behind their lead. And maybe you're going past them and take it even further.
Okay, so hello to you, Ryan. He says hi there. He's watching. Okay, he's from Bangladesh as well. Thank you for watching. Okay, and Stephen. Okay, what's his name? Stephen Scott said, "What's up, fellas? What's going on?" I don't know who you are, but I know I got some followers on YouTube. Okay, how you been? What's going on? And continue on, Thomas. Go ahead.
I'm done.
Okay, Frankie, you got anything to say on that?
I agree with Thomas. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Definitely, any self-development, anything that you are involved with is definitely seeking out wise counsel. With wise counsel comes wise choices. If it's not a book, if it could be a book, it could be a person, it could be a teacher, it could be an instructor, a video, but it's disciplining yourself to basically strengthen your talents and what you desire to develop in, basically. But it's also not having idle hands. Sometimes people will say they want to develop or they want to improve in something, but their hands remain idle, and what happens? They never grow. But you gotta spend time with anything. If it's raising a child, if it's growing a plant, or if it's working on a car. Only time you're going to gain knowledge is when you put the time in. When you put the time in, and what happens with the time, you gain knowledge, and then you gain wisdom.
Okay, so Ryan, okay, I'm doing okay. We doing okay as well. These are my brothers. Okay, so I just want you to know that. Okay, so go ahead, Maurice. What do you think?
I think Thomas is actually 100% right. I think we got to put that time in to develop ourselves. And also, Frankie is right that a lot of people say that they want to develop themselves, but are you putting the work in? Are you putting the effort in? To go as far as, do you have goals of what you see yourself as? And also, you need someone that did it already. You don't want to basically follow. It's a saying that if you want to be wealthy, you're not going to listen to a poor man. You know what I'm saying? Why would I listen to someone who has the same thing as I have? I'm gonna listen to a person that has what I want. You want to spend that time with that person. You want to develop to be like that person. You ain't got to follow his footsteps exactly, but you want to go in the same direction as that person. But you got to do your due diligence also. You got to study. You got to read. You got to take notes, and you got to take action. You got to be dedicated, and you got to be focused.
So the time right now is 10:06. So we're doing good timing. I told you it'll be kind of less than 1 hour until Thomas's cheap phone broke out. Okay.
Audience don't believe that Thomas is a gadget head.
It's probably because he's in the basement. You're in the basement somewhere. You're in the back of the house full of metal.
I'm a cheap phone, Mendel. You was breaking up also. Let's go back to your topic.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got cheap internet. My cheap internet is only $10 a month. Maybe it's my fault. Okay.
We know it's your fault.
What's your topic, Mendel?
Oh, okay. The first question was, would you rather be more loved or more feared? And as I was speaking earlier, I believe I would like to be more feared because love is a trade-off. And since from the mother's womb, the baby fears of not being fed. And of course, security versus insecurity, it comes down to overall being feared. Everybody wants to protect themselves. Everybody wants something, and they don't want to get hurt or stabbed in the back. So I'd rather be more feared in a respectful way. You know what I'm saying? Okay, not in a good way, not in a bad way.
That's what I was about to ask you. Is it fear in the sense of respect or fear in the sense of...
Yeah, respect. More of a respect. Like, for example, like my wife, I said, I'll show you what I mean when I say something, and I'm all in the right. So I allow her to do bad things, you see, and so she'll respect me if I allow her, to do the things that she thinks is right. Right? You give her a chance, right? See?
Harvard snaps.
So go ahead.
So I think it's a double-edged sword when it comes to fear.
So
Definitely,
which one you rather be? You rather be more feared or more loved?
I'd rather be loved, because when you're loved, I think that people want the best for you. I think when you're loved, people are going to go all out for you. When you're feared, it's a double-edged sword. So even though it's a respect fear, you never know what that person has for you. So let's say someone fears you. So let's say you're an emperor, and someone fears you, right? They're going to do anything to get close to you. They're going to say anything they have to say. They're going to do anything they have to do. But you don't know why they want to get close to you. If you're loved, you know why they want to get close to you, because they love you. They adore you. But if you
Yeah,
fear,
but you
they
can't
might.
tell what real love is. No one knows what real love is.
If you love yourself, and
Well, I'm not talking
give
about
up.
myself. I'm talking about let's say you get with a female. You assume that you think it's love. This is why I'd rather be more feared, because let's say you get with a female. You assume that she loves you, but she deep and down inside, she don't love you. She doesn't love you, man. And so if you want to counter that, you have to use a form of fear. If you don't counter with dark psychology, you will hurt more, because she has planned for your demise from the beginning, from the first essence you spoke to her.
But
She said, "Oh, you're a fool," and she played you, right?
well,
Right?
that's what. So I think. So what I think. This is my personal opinion. She didn't love you. She feared you.
No. I'm talking about like when you first meet some female,
Uh,
and you believe that you have love. You believe there is a form of love there, right?
I heard that.
Okay. You have to understand that you didn't put any foundation down. You didn't say anything to her to fear you. You just put your heart on your sleeve. And so she smashed that. She manipulated you because you didn't have no safeguards. Do you understand? You had no safeguards. Okay?
I hear you.
Well, it seemed like you want to be feared out of fear.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking
That
about.
you are so afraid of being
Took
broken,
advantage of, hurt, broken.
took advantage of, which is
Yeah.
fear. That you rather be feared than loved. But the thing I agree with Maurice was saying, that if a person loves you, love takes time to develop. Is also risky. Is also
Highly risky.
putting yourself out there. But with time, you realize when a person loves you. The more time you spend with a person, that relationship will grow to something that's organic, which you can't describe what it is, but you know what it is. So when that love grows and strengthens, you know what love is. You're like, wait a minute, this person truly loves me. But
Yeah.
if you operate in fear, you will never get to that point where you basically you guys become one unit in love, basically.
So it's up to you. Which one you rather be feared, feared or love?
I'd rather be loved, because
Okay.
there's more power. There's no fear in love.
Actually, there's more power in fear. I can prove it to you. Okay.
Go ahead, Thomas.
I choose love. Because
Good.
anytime somebody love you and you show love back to them, they gonna fear. They gonna fear that your love will end up leaving them more.
Okay,
When
that's
you
a good
show
point.
love and that love person love you back, the fear of your love actually leaving is a bigger fear than the fear that you're trying to put into them. Because every person on this earth rather has true love built into them. And if
Right.
I show true love built into you, you're going to fear me more of leaving you, because my love is going to leave you at the same time.
That's
Well,
right.
listen to this,
That's
Thomas.
the
Thomas,
fear.
I have a
That's
question
good.
for you.
That's
I have
deep.
a question for you, but listen carefully here now. If you put a sense of fear in a woman, okay, who basically you think that doesn't love you, what do you think about that?
You can put your sense of fear in a woman all you want. But if I come around and tell that same woman what true love really is, she'll love me more and leave you because you think you're nothing but fear her, which is a threat.
Right.
Fear is nothing but a way of a threat.
She's
But when you
insecure.
put love into them and the love is the fear. I don't want this kind of love to leave me. It's almost like saying, if when you find out what true God love is, I don't want the love of God leaving me so much. It's almost like a fear of the love I don't want to leave me.
But let me actually say one other thing behind it. I'm trying to say something here. The one thing, since you said that, I'm trying to say to you, it would hurt more like putting your heart on your sleeve. If you say listen. Lots of men commit suicide. This is factual now here. Lots of men commit suicide simply because of loneliness. And lots of men, this is a fact, because of loneliness. That's the first reason why most men commit suicide. Because of depression and loneliness, especially in just China. The second reason why is because their woman hurt them. There is more men who commit suicide and do not attempt it. They go through with it. So if you look at the statistical research upon that, I'm saying to you, not in a disrespectful sense. If I told you, hey, you hurt me, you're going to be cursed. And I'm showing you all the love you need. Hold on, Thomas. I'm showing you all the love you need. But understand that if you hurt me, you are going to be cursed. I don't care a flying monkey's ass if you say anything, because you was warned and loved at the same time. Do you understand? There's two things involved here. This is not just, oh, I'm loving you and loving you and loving you. And no, you got to protect yourself.
But that
And if you put fear in a woman, right? And you show them
in a good way. Stop saying it like, okay, you better not do this. Don't say it like that. Say it like you have a way out. Tell her she has a way out. If you can't, let's say for instance, if a female don't love you, okay, here's a way out. Okay, you give her a way out. Isn't that more respectable?
The second I gotta prove that you need to fear me is the second you just prove to me I don't need to be with you.
Because you don't love me.
I want you to fear me.
That's right. But please understand this one thing. My wife chose to give me everything she needs.
We're not talking about your wife. We're talking about in general.
Right.
Okay, in general. I'm talking about in general. Now, in general, most men don't ask for certain things up front. And women don't usually have things up front anyway to give. So if a man is willing to give up your wealth, you're willing to give up your wealth, right? You're willing to give her a house. You're willing to be a simp.
Women have things to give.
I'm talking in general here. I'm talking about you giving
women have plenty to give to the table.
But you know how many men is losing in courtrooms?
But
we're not talking about courtrooms.
But when do love become
relationships? What are we talking about? You can't change the subject.
Hold on.
I'm not changing the subject.
Hold on.
That men are victims. Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Let Frankie speak. Go ahead, Frankie.
When do love become conditional? Now, if you set
you're right.
Now, if you set in a certain rule and order, then and you set in a certain fear or a certain respect, right? And your love is based on if that person respect you, which means you don't really love that person. Because I
don't think you guys understand what dark psychology is. I can't really get into the depths of it. The best way I can explain it to you is that when you talk to someone, you lay down everything they need to know before you get involved.
That means you lay down conditions.
Listen.
You're not letting them be themselves.
No, you're not understanding me. If you lay down all of the things that they need to know, positive and negative, it falls on their head. It's
okay.
Okay. Then choose not to be with you then.
Okay. In every relationship, I tell you this, in every relationship, people have in their mind before they get in a relationship, they have what they desire to happen. Everybody, you, me, whoever you with, have a desire what they want to happen. But what happens is what happens is this. The people who don't fall in love, right, and their standards don't get met, they end up splitting. The people who do fall in love, and they make, because all your standards not going to be met in any relationship. I don't care if it's with a friend. I don't care if it's with your parents. I don't care who it's with.
Nobody said all the standards have to be met.
They're not going to meet
all the standards. You don't have to meet.
They're not going to meet all the standards, and they're going to fall short. Some things are going to.
Everybody's going to fall short somewhere.
Right.
Hold on.
Everybody's going to fall short. Right. Everybody's going to fall short somewhere. What's going to happen is this. When you love that person, you're going to be like, you know what? I can deal with that. I love you more than that standard. I love you more. Yep. I love you more than that big wedding. I love you more than that big house. I love you more than that $1,000, that $100.
But that's called simping.
No, it's not called simping. It's called love.
It's called sacrifice. Everything has conditions.
When love
if you are willing to get stabbed in the back 50 times, like I know some guys who had gotten stabbed 50 freaking times. If you're willing to sacrifice yourself that much, that's your type of love. Okay? You accepted that to get stabbed in the back 50 times. And I ain't got nothing to say about that. You
And
want
I,
to get stabbed 50 times.
man, yeah, you know what? I completely agree with you. I agree with you on that point. That's your choice, right? But always remember, each and every person on the face of this earth have a choice.
Right.
So just how you think that you only want to have standards, so does she.
Okay, so that's why you have to communicate. You say, okay, what kind of things you would like? What kind of things would you like to, so we can counterbalance this?
Okay,
counterbalancing.
You want to weigh love out? I'm gonna give you a way. How many times do you see this? Is how you want to weigh love and see love at its perfect form in the natural? How many times you see mothers? How many mothers you know? Their son is a criminal. Their son is a drug dealer. Their son is stealing from them, and their mother constantly let them back in. No matter what, the father can let them go, but the mother like, no, you're not going to touch my baby. My baby is
my baby boy.
My baby's good. That's a certain percentage of women. That's not all women.
But majority of mothers, I'm not saying all. If they're not broken, majority of mothers are not going to let. We are trying to get to that in every relationship. We're trying to get to that mother and child relationship when it's unconditional love, where nothing can stand in the way. Every relationship.
Well, I don't know what unconditional means because that doesn't exist. Unconditional doesn't exist.
I need you to do research on what mothers has done for their children.
I know what mothers done.
I need you to do some research on the hell that mothers and fathers, but mostly mothers, what they would do they would go through hell and hot water for their children. And
because they feed off the welfare system.
All right, on that note, let's end it right there. That's a great.
Let's get to the next question. The next question is again, they feed off the welfare system. Now let's see. Okay, the last question I have is how to have higher standards and not waste your time on those who disagree with you, okay, or try to change you. I consider family as business. So go ahead, Frankie. What do you think about that? What kind of standards do you have for yourself? How do you build yourself stronger so no one can take advantage of you? And do you believe that family is business? What do you think?
If what was the last thing you said?
Do you believe that family is business? When I'm connecting those two is correlating to one another. Okay, because I believe that
business in the sense of kind of business.
Well, to me, everything is a trade. Okay, I believe everything is a trade. So I'm saying, what kind of standards do you have to make yourself fortified? Because lots of people don't have fortification in their life. They don't have discipline. So I'm asking you, as my brothers, okay, what type of fortification do you have so you would not get taken advantage of?
Well, first thing, I think you better have knowledge of yourself and what standard are you setting from before you go out there, before you put yourself out there. Anything that you go into, you should have some type of knowledge. You should never have and make any brash decisions when it comes to any type of conflict or disagreement you have. Like you said, that people don't believe in what you believe in or believe in your truth or go in they're anti whatever you believe in, basically. But I think you gotta be able to go to the table with something. Also have an ear to hear. Also have an ear to hear what they're saying, because something that you may not understand, they might give you understanding on that will change how you perceive things. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but do you also believe that family is business?
It's family business, and the business in the sense of what? Love business, yes. One thing I love about family is that you don't choose them; God chooses them for you. That's one thing about family. God choose your family. Your friends, you choose.
Okay, what about you, Thomas?
I've never believed that family is business. Because guess what? I honestly believe sometimes family hurts you harder than your friends, but you still come back and show that same person love. No matter what it is, that's the difference between family and friends. No matter what happens between family, it's like it stays in the family. I'm gonna get over it. I'm gonna shake it off. I'm gonna eventually end up calling you. Somebody will end up calling somebody and say, "Yo, it's time to get over this crap." What are we going to do? We're going to go hang out, talk about this. We're going to get to the bottom of it some way, somehow. And that's the big thing about family. Family going to figure out a way to get over it. Friends, I think you're going to end up, you can let go after a certain time. Like, I had enough of this. I don't even need to be around you no more.
Well,
you can't do that with family.
I have way more stranger friends who have helped me far more than certain family members. I'm not talking about you brothers. It's strange, but I have been helped by strangers more. It's strange. It seems like blood is not thicker than water, and sometimes vice versa. Okay, it gets confusing because there are people who I don't know and they help me, but then when I ask my family members, they don't help, and then I suffer. Okay, what do you think about that?
What do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, I was asking about what do you think about that? Sometimes friends can be more powerful than the family.
Definitely.
Yeah, you're right about that. Sometimes friends got a right connection. But guess what? Just because my family can't help me, don't mean I turn my back on them.
Right.
Yeah, but your family has turned their back on you many times. I'm not talking about.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. They got their own life to live. See, that's the problem with a lot of people now. See, the problem with a lot of people now is we all look in our own world and see our world can connect with each other and say, oh, this person's supposed to do this for me. This person's supposed to do that for me. If that's the case, I feel like, I'm the youngest brother. Why everybody ain't helping me? If you want to go that route, why everybody not helping me? I'm the youngest brother. I'm the baby boy, remember?
Yeah, you're right.
But you know the way I think about it? Everybody got their own life. Everybody got their own fight. Everybody got their own battles that they got to go through.
That's right.
What? If I can help you at any point in time, I'm going to help you. And I honestly feel my brothers fulfill, like, if they can help me at any point in time, they're going to lend out a helping hand and say, yo, I can help you with that because I know a little bit more about that.
Mm-hmm. So what about you, Maurice?
Back on family, but everybody got their own world that they're dealing with. So don't take my world and make it your first world. And your
no, I'm just talking in general. We're talking in general here.
Choice. My world got to be first.
Yeah. So there you go. You said first for yourself. That's good. So what about you, Maurice? What about you, feeling? What kind of things? How do you fortify yourself against those who may wish to harm you? And do you think that family is business?
I think you fortify yourself by being wise.
Yeah.
You always gotta first you gotta know yourself, but you gotta know yourself to a point that of subjects you don't know of. I mean, you can't go into something that you don't know. You can't go into that realm. Something that you know of, you got to be confident in yourself that you know how to accomplish this goal. Like there's certain things that I know how to run businesses. I've been doing it for well over 10, 15 years. Thomas might know this, you might know that, and you might know this. I might not can't jump in and be knowledgeable of that, but I had to have enough knowledge to know that, hey, Thomas might know better in this subject or this aspect in life. So you have to be wise, and you have to know yourself, and you got to have standards.
Oh, man.
Certain lines you don't cross in your life. Won't do no matter what happens. As far as families being business, no, I don't believe family is business. But to add onto that, I don't believe all family is blood. I think some water is family. There's some friends out there you do treat like family. There's people that have been in your life that you grew up with and is basically right by your side through ups and downs. They've been through all the trials and tribulations. They've been right there, and they're not friends anymore. They're family. So that's why I don't believe family is business. I don't believe family is business. I think family is family, and family is love, no matter who they is.
There's two people watching this. I just want you to know, there's two people watching this. Okay.
So no matter who they is, as long as they reciprocate the same love and appreciation for your life, and they're not trying to change you or adapt you to their life, they'll stick by your side through everything, just like family does, or family should.
Yeah. You know what I say? When I talk to people, I usually sound like an Italian. Okay? I usually say back in those days in the 80s, that's what the Italians used to say, family is business. And if you cross the family, you cross the business, okay? And so I think about it in an alpha term because, if you have family members, your daughters, your children and stuff like that, they can help build the family by following instructions. And if you don't have someone who's a leader enough to put enough fear in them, they won't follow your instructions. They'll just go their own way. Sometimes a lot of discipline is through a fear tactic or disciplining people who tend not to be focused enough on their spirituality or their so-called agenda, because a lot of people are not really focused individuals in general. But other than that, everyone has their own opinion, and it's okay. I choose the other side for safeguarding myself, because I have a very huge heart, and if it gets hurt, I have to kill everybody. Okay, and I don't like that idea. Okay, of hurting family members or people who want to cross me. Okay, like an Italian. Okay. But other than that, are we going to continue talking? What are we going to talk about now?
But if you kill some people, isn't that abortion?
Abortion is in the back.
Got him.
Yeah, this is abortion. I'm
Got
aborting. I'm
Got it.
aborting person.
You
Yeah.
keep killing somebody's child.
Yep. And I have to kill that child because that child is corrupted. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I love Charles Manson now. But I know he ain't did shit, but he's in jail. He died in jail now. Charles Manson. Now Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy, they got caught. So what are we going to talk about now, guys?
I think that's it.
All right, guys. Thank you for showing up and stuff in the stream. And I'm going to have this and show. So I'm using Restream, you guys. And so I want y'all guys to understand. Thank you for showing up the stream. Very interesting topics indeed. Thomas's internet got messed up, but of course that's why we're 10 minutes over an hour. Okay, I think it is. But other than that, it's so long, brothers. And of course, thank you guys for entering the stream and commenting. Okay, because I see still 2 people watching us. And of course, we would do this the same bat time, same bat channel, like about 9 o'clock. And of course, you have a good night. And thank you for joining.
Raphael, baby.
All right, Donatello and Michelangelo. I'm Leonardo. Okay, I'm the firstborn bastard. Okay, I'm the firstborn bastard. All right, y'all. Peace.